Dr. Ben Carson believes, "We the People will save our country" by John Grimaldi. You may recall that, for a moment there, Dr. Ben Carson sought to join the 2016 presidential election slugfest. The noted neurosurgeon's campaign for the presidency was short-lived and he decided to back President Trump instead. In fact, he served as President Trump's Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. He told Rebecca Weber, CEO of the Association of Mature American Citizens, during a recent episode of AMAC's Better for America podcast, that the president would always say to me, "Ben, aren't you glad you didn't win?" And I would say, the only thing for the left that's worse than Satan is a black conservative. They don't like that at all, because you're not supposed to be able to think for yourself. And if you don't follow a certain pattern, you're a race traitor. You're an Uncle Tom. You're every name that they can come up with. And it flies in the face of their narrative that you're supposed to be a victim, that the system is supposed to be systemically racist, it's supposed to be against you, and you're not supposed to be able to achieve at the highest levels. Long before he joined the Trump administration, Dr. Carson was widely applauded for his accomplishments in the field of medicine. But that all changed when he revealed his conservative, pro-Trump focus. As he put it, they would say things like, "He must be crazy." But the fact is that there are a lot more people who are starting to think for themselves. You know, when I went to conservative gatherings, I used to be the only black face there. And that's not the case anymore by a long shot. I think that's good because we need to get back to the place that Dr. King dreamed about, where people would be judged by the content of their character and not by the color of their skin. Dr. Carson expressed his concern about America's future during his interview. There are a lot of people who actually have the right thoughts and the right belief systems, but they have a tendency to stand in a corner looking at issues rather than getting out there and being vocal. And that's so important because the reason that the leftists are able to achieve so much is because they don't seem to have any opposition, he said. His concern about the fate of the nation prompted him to establish the American Cornerstone Institute, ACI. Dr. Carson and the Institute believe that now is the time to stand firmly in support of America's founding principles and pursue common-sense solutions that challenge conventional groupthink. With independent research, grassroots outreach, and collaboration with state and local entities, faith-based groups, and private organizations, ACI will work to heal the divisiveness that plagues our nation's politics. Among other initiatives, the Institute offers free online resources to counter leftist propaganda designed to undermine American history in an effort to recruit our youngest citizens, such as the movement known as the critical race theory. CRT is a progressive effort focused on teaching our kids a distorted version of our nation's founding. ACI says its Little Patriots learning platform, for example, provides lessons, at-home activities, patriotic books, and sing-alongs to teach children about our country's founding principles. As Dr. Carson put it, we have all of these 1619 people and CRT people who just want to take the bad stuff and they want to build everything around the bad stuff and say that that's who we really are. How absurd is that? If America is really such a horrible place, why are all these people trying to get in here? And when they get here, wouldn't they call all their friends and relatives and say, "Don't come here, this is a horrible place"? No, you're getting just the opposite of that. And that should tell you quite a bit about America. So we just have to be willing to state the obvious, state the facts boldly. And you know what I find with the leftists is usually they don't have much an argument and they resort to calling you names. In conclusion, he pointed out that the American Cornerstone Institute is not just a think tank, it's also a do tank. We do stuff because we can't just sit around and talk and think. We really need to do things and create programs and mechanisms whereby people can get involved. And I think we all want to save our country. It was Benjamin Franklin who said after 1787, after the Constitutional Convention, "What do we have here, a monarchy or a republic?" And he said, "A republic, if you can keep it." We've kept it for over 240 years. We're as close to losing it now as we have ever been. But if it's going to be saved, it's going to be saved by we the people. It's not going to be saved by the government. It's going to be saved by the people, armed with the Constitution. Please consider joining the Association of Mature American Citizens. Please take a moment and subscribe to this channel.